Revenons à présent sur le lancement du Global Rainbow Foundation. Hier, par le Premier ministre, le Dr Navin Ramgoolam, je vous le disais plus tôt, a déclaré que le gouvernement accorde 13 milliards de roupies à l'intégration sociale et à l'empowerment. Voyons de larges extraits de cet événement.
La Global Rainbow Foundation, une organisation charitable qui regroupe des personnes de bonne volonté pour soutenir les personnes vulnérables et handicapées. Un projet avec pour objectif l'allègement de la pauvreté, la formation des enseignants qui s'occupent des personnes vulnérables. La fondation œuvre pour une société inclusive. Le président de la Global Rainbow Foundation, Armugam Parsuaraman, a rendu hommage au Dr Navin Ramgoolam pour le progrès remarquable accompli dans le domaine de l'éducation et l'intégration des personnes vulnérables à Maurice.
The idea of Global Rainbow Foundation, as I said, is motivated by the sense of giving back, the mission of giving back. That's why the journey that I made have given me a lot of experiences, a lot of networks, a lot of friends around the world. And I believe that I have to give back to my country, my beloved country, which gave me all this chance. And therefore, I would like to put all these networks, all these experiences that I have, in all humility, at the service of my country. But having been a world citizen, since I've served in so many countries of the world, in fact, by occupying the position at UNESCO headquarters, you are serving 193 countries. And I would also like to pay thanks and gratitude to many people. And I'm very pleased to tell you that I feel that a lot of work is being done. I must confess, Prime Minister, Minister of Social Security, and Minister of Education. Now that I'm focusing on this mission, I'm going around the country. I must tell you, I'm very pleased to say that a lot is being done by your government. A lot is being done, a lot of new initiatives have been taken since my days, and that gives me a lot of courage and hope that a lot can still be done. Let me conclude by paying tribute to you, Prime Minister. And the tribute, in the spirit of the Global Rainbow Foundation, will be a rainbow tribute to you. You've recognized the contribution in non-partisan way. My contribution to whatever service I've done to the country, it was you, Prime Minister, who gave me the GOSK. And you allowed me to do one thing which is wonderful. This thing I have been able, as a member as a Mauritian, of a small country, to give to the world and to Mauritius, to Sir Susaga Ramgoolam, this highest distinction. Mahatma Gandhi, Nehru, Marie Curie, and great personalities don't only have the UNESCO medal. And Mr. Matsura, the Director General of UNESCO, did a great job, and this is to the world now that Sir Susaga Ramgoolam is recognized. And one thing you've done also, with regards to the persons with disability, your decision, your cabinet decision, along with the proposal from your Minister of Social Security to nominate Kumara Payandi as a candidate for the membership of the UN Committee on Human Rights and Disability is wonderful.
À cette occasion, Armugam Parsuaraman, au nom de l'ancien directeur général de l'UNESCO, Koichiro Matsura, a remis au Dr Navin Ramgoolam la UNESCO Gandhi Gold Medal. Dans son discours, le Premier ministre a loué l'initiative de Armugam Parsuaraman qui, dit-il, ramène de riches expériences au pays.
In 1995, there's something that struck me. And that's when I thought, well, this man is different. In 1995, he didn't stand as a candidate. But he went to Rivière-du-Rempart and accompanied the then Prime Minister in his constituency and stayed with him. Who did not know in 1995 that they would lose the election? He knew he was probably going to be beaten in his constituency, but he stayed there. It's the principle that you need to have. That is what is more important than anything. And look what he's doing today. He has been, I've just told you about his career. He could have gone for a quiet life and do what he wants to do. Or he could try to do like some people try to do. They want to come back in the political arena because they don't know when it is time to move on. That is not what he's doing. Those of Hindu origin should know about the 4 stages of life. The Vedic talks about it. There is a time for everything. But he hasn't chosen to do that. He has chosen to give back, to see what he could give back
to society and his country. And I always tell people, you saw a picture of Mother Teresa there. For me, the greatest service you can give is to give time to other people. That is the greatest thing. It's not money. Money is not as important as time. And this is what he's doing, giving his time, his effort, looking for ways to make a difference in this country. He knows, because he's probably reached that level, but very often people don't realize that we have a mission in life, each one of us. If we miss our mission, at least Hindus know they will come back, but in a different way, worse than they were before. I think people forget this. I'm in fact surprised. So many people go to temples, they read the Bhagavad Gita, they read the Ramayana, but they seem not to understand this, because they do exactly the opposite of what they should be doing. He's not doing that. He knows that life is a journey. It doesn't matter how we travel, as long as we arrive at the end of the day. And he knows he has a mission. I can't think of a better mission for somebody who has been a former minister. And I tell you something, there were rumors in the press that you were going to stand again. I knew you wouldn't do it. I didn't ask you. Afterwards you told me, but I knew you weren't going to do it. Because there's nothing, I can't think of nothing which is more noble than to try to touch the inner feelings and souls of another human being. There's nothing more noble than that. And he's doing it for people who did not have the same chances that we had in life. That says more about him than anything I could say now. And these are the people who leave footprints in the sense of time in any country. So I want to congratulate you for what you're doing, and I can tell him now that we will give all the support that we can, because we believe in what he's doing.
Le Dr Nabind Ghulam a d'autre part souligné que tous les enfants ont des potentiels et que le Parti travailliste a à cœur les plus vulnérables. Il a aussi déclaré que le gouvernement accorde un gros budget à l'intégration sociale.
We come from a party which believes, it's not just we have put a name in the party, we are socialists. We believe in social values. We believe that every human being has a potential. Every child has a potential. What is important? We cannot make everybody equal. We don't believe in equality. The communists used to believe in equality. Look where they are now. We believe in an equal opportunity, giving a fairer chance. And those people who are so-called, we say, handicapped, if you don't give them a push in life, you don't help them either by policy, government policy, or by different things that we can do, like education and all this. If you don't give them that help, they will never be able to compete on an equal level with others. That is what socialism is all about. It's a mindset of the need to change. I always tell people, look at life. There's one other thing that we want to encourage young people. I know Dr. Banwari also believes in it. Not just to look at the computer and play games. Learn to read books, because you will learn. There's nothing that we're not inventing a new wheel. Everything is there. I always give the example of Stephen Hawking, one of the most greatest physicists that there is. And he's got motor neuron disease. He's paralyzed. He speaks through a voice. They have to connect his voice with his vocal cords to a computer. Yet he's one of the brightest people in the world. John Milton, I always give the example. He has written the most beautiful poetry, a poem called Paradise Lost. And yet, he was blind. That is why, if you see, because we have a long history of wanting to help, we want economic efficiency but also social justice. It doesn't mean anything if a country's GDP is very good, we have good figures. It doesn't mean anything if it's not translated into at least the best we can as far as social justice goes. Jesus said, man doesn't live by bread alone. It's still true. We don't live by bread alone. The quality of life. You know, one of the countries in Asia at the moment is trying to bring a new formula about not just GDP, not just economic growth, but the happiness, a happiness index that is trying to put in this formulation. That is why you see I started for the first time, apart from the welfare state that we have free healthcare, free education, and all these added free transport for school children and old people and aged people, but also I've put a ministry of social integration and empowerment.
Pour le lancement de la fondation, ils sont plus de 500 artistes qui ont offert leurs œuvres. Les recettes seront utilisées comme contribution à la Global Rainbow Foundation.